You got to sit up a little bit, bro.
Oh, with everything.
Can you sit up a little bit, Joe?
Yeah,
like that. Like it. It's always just your head in the screen. There you go. You're on television. You're gonna be like this.
How is your television?
Here's Joe.
How are you?
This is how you sit every time. I think you'll sit up, bro, like this. You got fans in here that demand to see you.
It's keep the moving. The camera keep moving.
It's moving. I can't stop it.
Hallelujah.
One more time. Welcome everybody to a very somber day around here, Joe. Breaking news. Horrible, horrible breaking news. Rips my heart out. I am not going to be able to give you a good show today. Not like I ever do. Today we dedicate this show and every show for the rest of my life to the memory of one of the most beautiful, iconic human beings in the history of the world, and that is the late, great Tina Turner, who died today, literally minutes ago. Rev called me. It's a Rev exclusive. Joe, Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? What's love but a secondary emotion? Tina Turner, born Anime Bullock. It's Anime Bullock. Could be wrong. I think she was born in Nutbush, Mississippi. She sang in the church show. She got her big break when she hooked up with Ike Turner, who happens to have died in my hometown of Fairfield, California, once he got out of prison. Ike Turner, the Ike Turner Review, was a band that was very, very big in the 60s. He took Tina Turner under his wing. They fell in love. He married her, had children, and then he proceeded to beat her, humiliate her, disrespect her, then two-time her, and just treated her like shit, Joe, for many years until she got the courage to leave him. When she left him, she went on her own, and when she left him, Joe, she said, "You keep everything except the name. My name is Tina Turner. Keep the house. Keep the cars. Keep the money. Keep the jewelry. I don't want it all. Keep my songs. I want my name." Now the 80s, Tina Turner dropped some of the most iconic music in the history of the world. I'm your private dancer, dancing for money. Do what you want me to. She became a worldwide sensation, and I actually had the pleasure of stalking her one day in New York, Joe. I was walking down 56th and 6th, and she was walking in front of me with an older gentleman. I believe it was her husband. And Joe, her legs were so defined, her calf muscles, and she just walked. And I followed her for about 30 blocks, too scared to say, Miss Turner, I love you. And today I'm really sad. I'm really, really sad at the loss of this beautiful human being. She had the Tina Turner play on Broadway. I was there that night. I didn't have a ticket to go in, so I just saw everybody from outside. It was Oprah, Rosie O'Donnell. It was a star-studded fest, 5 stars. Tina Turner today. I don't know what the hell Joe's doing. Tina Turner dead today. I think she was 84. Someone can get in the comments and let me know. I am devastated, gut-wrenched. I thank the Lord that we had her for when we did, and the music that she gave us. Tina Turner dead today. God bless you, Tina. I don't know the details. I'll have a bite tomorrow. Tomorrow, it will be on the front page of every paper.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. God bless you. She was at least 84, I think. Really sad news. My friend Anishika is in town. Anishika, if you guys don't know, this is the day I met Anishika.
Thank you. God bless you tomorrow. I got one. God bless you. Go get him, Rudy. Yeah, I'm here with Jessica. This is cool, man. She is going to meet Michael Jackson. Yeah, we were talking about coming at 9 in the morning. I am shaking hands by proxy with Michael Jackson right now. Since she's working it, it's only Monday night. That's excellent. I'm very happy for you. You're doing some shit that you ain't got no ball.
It's not often, in fact it's never, that you get to actually be filming when you meet your best friend. I was filming the day I met Joe. Joe ain't my best friend, but he's pretty cool. He's in my top 300. I was filming that day, Joe, 2001, November 3rd. I know because November 5th was the day Michael Jackson, no, it was November 5th, that particular night, excuse me. And Anishika happened to be standing out there at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and my friend Gary I would never go up to a stranger like that. Gary was like, what are you doing here? He says, I'm here to see MJ. We thought it was Michael Jordan. We really did. There was no signs out front or anything. It was Michael Jackson. His only autograph signing ever. She was standing there. I filmed her. She seemed like a lovely, nice person. I said, I will come back and film this every day until you get in. It was 3 or 4 days standing out there. I brought them food. I actually was standing there when she came out after meeting Michael Jackson. MTV was there to cover it. I have the video if you want. Just type in Boogie Bob Michael Jackson. You'll see the whole extravaganza. So shout out to Anishika. She's here. Getting a facial on 5th Avenue. Said she'd come by and try to drop by the end of the show. If not, I'll see you guys in Times Square with her. This is crazy, Joe. Here's our thumbnail. Look at this, Joe. This is a teacher from Hunter College. You cannot tell from this angle, but she's holding a machete to the neck of this Post reporter. There's the machete. She actually has the machete to the neck. He ain't moving. He ain't saying nothing. Look at her face.
What's wrong with this?
She's getting ready to cut his head off.
Why?
A crazed college teacher who attacked free speech holds machete to Post reporter's throat. Shelly Rodriguez, an adjunct professor at Hunter College, verbally abused anti-abortion activists and tossed their flyers on campus. When the Post reporter Rayvon Fenton knocked on her door for comment, she answered with a machete to his neck saying, "Get the F away from my door." And they're calling her the nutty professor. He doesn't have a right to go knock on her door, and if this woman comes out with a machete, tells you to get off, you get off. Get off. 23 positions in the one-night stand. We're going to keep it moving. Joe, do you happen to know her number? Because I need to talk to her. It's Scarlett Johansson. She's married, so I'll wait. A professor is very sure, Joe, that extraterrestrials are here. In fact, this professor is 100% positive that we have extraterrestrials living in our midst. Do you believe that, Joe?
There are creatures living in this, some planets and space.
There are
But we
creatures
didn't
living
get
in
in
some
touch
planets.
with them yet, but there are.
Are there any living on Earth?
No, there is no creature.
A Stanford University professor and prominent urologist says he's 100% believes extraterrestrials have not only visited Earth, but they live here today. Didn't you watch the TV show X-Files?
The guy,
If you watch X-Files, you know they live here.
guy lives in fantasy.
The guy lives in Fantasyland. I went to Fantasyland in college. It cost me $67.
I am a professor of the archaeology. I never met any ETs.
No ETs. Well, Gary Nolan, a pathology professor at Stanford Medical School, made the stunning claim during this week's Salt Eye Connections. He was found murdered 3 hours later. All right, I made that part up. Don't tell Joe. Joe can't hear me right now. Joe's not paying attention. Her woe is our usual. A Canadian woman who says she's allergic to running.
Stay home.
Stay home. I'm allergic to running. Says she's allergic to running, claims she nearly died from a severe reaction to dashing to catch a flight. About to catch another flight. Apple bottom make her want a bite. I just want a good night. I just want a good night. Hold up. She ran to a flight, Joe, and almost died. I bet she's suing somebody. Her name is Divs, D-I-V-Z, Divs. Mangat, 27, was traveling with her sister and friend to the Dominican Republic on April 27th.
Those guys have no money. They're not gonna sue them. They can't. You can't sue them. They don't have any money.
They're the ones doing the suing, Joe. The airline has money, trust me. She sprinted across the runway terminal to make it on time. At the gate, she broke out in hives and then struggled to breathe, a moment captured in footage viewed by more than 6.6 million people on TikTok. Mangat believes she was suffering from exercise-induced asphyxia, or EIA, a rare disorder. She's allergic to running, Joe. Honey, I need you to do the dishes. Mom, I'm allergic to dishes. Well, at least go in the backyard and pick up the dog poop. I can't. I'm allergic to it. Carrie, thank you so much for my stickers. I love them. Love them. And this beautiful, beautiful package of stickers. Of course, Rap Bay, I think, hands down the greatest hip-hop store, rap store in the history of the Bay Area. I wouldn't hesitate to say of all of California. Maybe the Northern Hemisphere. Shout out to Ryan as well. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it.
She's lazy, just like your girlfriend.
The lazy...
Go.
Why are you insulting my... Which one of my girlfriends are you insulting, Joe?
Yeah, they will have about 100, one of them.
Okay, one of them is lazy. He's true. He's right about that. By the way, I'm scaling back. I want to congratulate Bria for making it to #1. She hung in there. It took 8 years, but she is now at #1 for this week. Oh, by the way, Joe, have you seen all the sailors walking around?
Yeah, well, what's wrong?
It's Fleet Week.
Holiday, Monday.
It's
holiday.
Fleet Week. Is Monday a holiday? What is Monday? Monday
Veterans Day, isn't it?
It must be. Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Groundhog Day, is something.
I am a veteran of 3 wars.
What wars
First
are you a veteran
war,
of?
Second War, Middle East War.
Middle East War. Joe's a
How
veteran.
old I would be?
145.
Around what time?
Well, we have a lot of real veterans. Stolen valor. We have a lot of real veterans around. We might do a walk and talk to Times Square and thank men and women for their service. There's a lot of sailors in town looking for a little. They've been on a boat, Joe. Now, I'm not saying on the boat they didn't, but they've been on a boat. And most of the time when you're on the boat, you don't get that. You get that. Anyways, they're in town. You got sailors running around with money in their pocket. They're lined up down the block. Let's see. Boogie Bunch for Ghost Town. A mysterious buyer paid $22 million, Joe, for a dusty California ghost town in Eagle Mountain. The former miner settlement outside of Joshua Tree National Park was bought on April 17th by a company called Ecology Mountain Holdings based in Cerritos, California.
He can turn it to
He's going to turn it into a bunch of Starbucks.
no, maybe casinos, gambling casinos. He'll make the money in 1 year.
Let's find out. The once prosperous town, by the way, Joe, in Northern California, they had the gold rush in 1849. Everybody in New York and Philadelphia and Boston, they all lived out here. As soon as they found out there was gold in them darn hills, they all headed to Cali.
I did go with them.
They all had Joe
pick
did.
up, I mean,
Anything that happened, Joe was there. Joe, where were you when Jesus was born?
Jesus, 2,000 years ago, that my great-grandfather was
Great-grandfather.
a friend of his.
Now Joe's got friends who, Joe's great-grandfather was an apostle. Anyway, someone bought this town. The once prosperous town was home up to 4,000 residents after founding in 1948.
That's not far away.
Well, first of all, the gold rush happened in 1849 as a Kaiser Street mine town, CBS. So, Joe, they went out there, they had dreams of gold. You would go out there, you would stake your claim, you would get murdered, and they'd take the nuggets out of your backpack. And it wasn't, you couldn't call the cops because it was the cop that got you.
If you find gold, you get murdered.
If you find gold, you get murdered. Howdy, partner. Did you find any gold? No. No, I didn't. Nothing. I hate gold. I'm looking, though. Can't. You sure you don't got some nuggets? No, look at my teeth. Ain't got no gold. I'm allergic to gold, and I'm allergic to mining gold.
They strip him naked. Cut out.
I think it would be horrible to be allergic to blowjobs. I dated a girl for a long time. She was allergic to blowjobs. Didn't work out. Did not work out. All right, so here's that lady. The Post has resorted to putting little balloon captions. Here's the lady. This is the professor with the machete, and she says, "You're not educating shit. This is effing propaganda." Sounds like Joe. Get this shit the F out of here. They're cursing and everything in there. You don't even know what this is. F that. Now she lunges at the guy. Here she is getting ready to cut the dude's head off. Is she a professor? Is she part of ISIS? I don't know. By the way, I find her attractive. What's her number? I had a shirt line that said, "I only date girls who will murder me." What is it? I only date women who might stab me. That's a Boogie Bob exclusive. I'm trying to do a collab with Rap Babe. I only date women who might stab me. This one here, I don't date women who'll behead me. I don't want that. So here she is in the hallway in a t-shirt getting ready to cut his head off. And here she is outside. Now she got both hands. She like Babe Ruth. And she got a hoodie on. She's dressed for war. I don't think she has a job as of today. It's official, Joe. It's official like a referee with the whistle. Ron DeSantis, or as I think it's probably the worst nickname Trump ever came up with. He calls him Ron Sanctimonious. Ron DeSanctimonious. Ron DeSantis, sitting here with his lovely family.
Lovely family.
He will be running, officially throwing his hat in the ring. He's talked about it. People have talked about it for about a year and a half now. He is the governor of Florida. He will be throwing his hat in the ring as running for president. Donald Trump is going to wipe the floor with this guy. I don't know who I despise more, both of them. But Donald Trump will definitely mop the floor with this guy because he ain't ready. He ain't built. He ain't built. He can't go on and on about what a crappy president Trump was because he supported him in everything. He's going to look like and he doesn't want to lose Trump's face. So he's going to have a very hard time. He could probably talk about Trump's hair. Ron DeSantis, everybody's talking about it. He's a loser. Yeah, but your hair's stupid. Trump starts calling you a loser. Attack his hair. Attack his hair. Marge. Here's a real piece of trash. Sorry. I don't care. I don't care. She's not a good person. There's Marge. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Looks like she is going once, going twice. House Republicans made it rain Tuesday when a tube of Speaker Kevin McCarthy's used lip balm was on the auction. Kevin McCarthy, the slipperiest, slimy scumbag of all time, his lip balm was on the auction block. Used lip balm. Yeah, I would love a side of herpes, please. Did you ever hear what happened with poor Rihanna? Rihanna had, still does. Rihanna became a billionaire because of her, not her music, but because of her makeup line, Fenty. And she ended up having a beautiful lipstick line. All my ladies love the damn Rihanna lipstick. The problem was it only sold at MAC, and you couldn't get it unless you waited in line. It would sell out online, so you had to go in person. Anyways, that she had a event at Madison Square Garden, and one of the people working the event was giving out lipsticks. People would try it on, and she'd give it to someone else, and they'd try it on. I think like 30 people got herpes. That's the story they were saying. Boyfriend comes home, honey, how did you get herpes? Lipstick. Not from the neighbor. No. Not from your brother either. That's a coincidence. Herpes simplex 5. Got it from lipstick. Well, if you want, you can have, oh my God. Joe, it's lip balm, you know, like chapstick. How much do you think it sold for, Joe?
Don't use it.
Don't use it. Joe's not even listening. Guys, House Speaker McCarthy had lip balm. Used lip balm. It was up for auction. McCarthy took a break from debt ceiling negotiations for the unusual fundraiser for the National Republican Congressional Committee. Far-right Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene won it with a bid of $100,000. $100,000 for a used chapstick from a used douchebag. The premise of the auction was a joke. The purportedly used item actually was an unused campaign trinket, but the pledge by Green seems to be real. So it turns out it wasn't used, it was a trinket, unused trinket. I think it's illegal to sell used stuff on auction. No more Karen. There's the latest Karen. Fighting with this young black kid about the bicycle he rented that she said was hers. I feel bad. I mean, Karen Karen's a beautiful name. If your name's Karen, you're now synonymous as someone who wants to go tell the manager.
Yes. Hi, Ivan. How is everything?
Hi, Ivan. An off-label NYC physician's assault was unfairly branded a Karen. Now they're saying the man tried to take the city bike she paid for. The man had a receipt saying he paid for it. He said, she said. Fleeing driver rams 2 cop cars, Joe. What do you think about a fleeing driver ramming cop cars? Are you with it or against it?
Well, if I catch him, I'm gonna put him in the slammer.
Joe's gonna put him in the slammer. 2 NYPD cops were struck and injured by the driver of a white Range Rover who fled a traffic stop in Harlem. Why is that even making it in the paper? That's a daily routine.
Yeah,
There
read
goes some-
about Harry. Harry, I think.
There goes some.
I think Harry ran
Sailors.
away from.
We got a whole bunch of sailors in town.
What are you doing, sailors?
I'm trying to find me a lady sailor. The sailor said, Brandy, she is a fine girl. What a good wife she would be. But there's something in the ocean, my lady, is the sea. Boop doo 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 doo. Brandy, she's a fine girl. I don't know. It's a beautiful song, by the way. Brandy, Joe, is a lady who lives by the sea, at a port. The sailors would come in. The sailors would promise you the world, have sex with you, make you fall in love, and they'd leave it. Poor old Brandy. Brandy's at the bar trying to meet herself a sailor. She meets a sailor and he's gone. Like a ship in the night, like a thief in the night. The sailor said, Brandy, you're a fine
Hi,
girl.
Harry. How are you?
Hi, Harry.
Harry is running away from the admirer
Who the hell's Harry?
because you know that.
Oh, Harry. You talking about Prince Harry?
Because every one of them, if he touch her or shake hands with her, the next thing she's
Pregnant?
throw him. Oh,
Joe, in Chicago, there are so many migrants. I don't think they're calling immigrants anymore. So many migrants.
Immigrants.
They have the police station is now set up. They got like 150 people living in the police station. I kept seeing Fox News. It was like, those are deplorable conditions. Could you imagine? Yeah, these are the people that just came from the desert living in a creek bed with rats and coyotes and people trying to kill and rape them. I don't think this is that deplorable. It's got an air mattress, air conditioning, television, and food. Now, is it the Ritz-Carlton? No, not yet. But I certainly don't think Fox News should be calling a huge police station corridor deplorable. Seeing where these people have come from. God bless them and their plight. Joe, I don't know if you could hook this up, but I would like to get her phone number. It's strictly for plutonic. It's a business transaction.
take my phone number and take me out to dinner.
Hey, girl. Look at Shorty with her uniform. All right.
That's one of them.
Joe, the guy, the moron, the creep, the Nazi, White House rammer. Do you know that in Germany, Joe, if you give the Heil Hitler thing, arrested. It's a felony. You stick your arm out and you do the...
They busy drinking beer in Germany. They don't have anything.
A wrestler went there and thought it would be
With the
funny and did it. His ass got arrested on a felony. It's a felony to give the Heil Hitler salute in Germany. This man, here's a real winner. Ladies, I think he's single. He crashed the U-Haul into the White House saying he wanted to kill Joe Biden. The man who allegedly rammed his U-Haul containing a Nazi flag into the White House security gate Monday was identified as Sal Vasif Kandula of Missouri, 19 years old. There's his flag.
It's
a real winner. Real winner. We talked about this yesterday. Remember the 19 people killed in Guyana, Joe? At that school fire?
Yes.
A girl lit it. A fire in a school dormitory in Guyana that killed 19 children was lit by a student after school authorities confiscated her cell phone. Hell hath no fury like a woman whose cell phone you confiscate. It's horrible.
It was outdated schools built during
It was probably a
the
death
Spanish
trap.
invaders, 300-400 years.
It was probably a death trap. The girl, they confiscated her cell phone. The kids, mostly indigenous girls, died around midnight on Monday. Most of them on the scene. The female student is suspected of having set the devastating fire because her cell phone was taken away by the dorm's mother and a teacher. Badia Mayor David Adams earlier confirmed the student's alleged involvement. He could not confirm whether the student was in government custody. I hope that student gets what they have coming to them. The families of murdered University Idaho students, these are the 4 kids that were killed by this Ryan Hamburger guy, this piece of shit guy. They have the rights to sue the city.
Yes, and the school too.
I don't know how you're suing the school. They lived off campus. I don't even know how you're suing the city. I mean, God bless you, sue the city. I don't care. But everybody's suing nowadays. They're suing. These 4 were killed, and they're suing the city. The documents do not say the wrongdoing the plaintiffs may have alleged. There's a lawyer. Trust me, there's a lawyer lined up going, girl, you need to sue. Your daughter was better than that. Let's sue, and I'll be your lawyer, and maybe we'll get something. I'm working for free here. You don't have to pay me nothing, but I get 33% if we win. And they'll drag it out through court, and hopefully the city will somehow settle, and they'll get a lawsuit.
Imagine the criminal was an assistant professor. That's funny. Whoever appointed him, he was mistaken.
I'm not doing it.
I will take that case if they want me to.
Yeah. I want Joe representing me in court. Look at this, guys. Look at this guy right there.
Where is he?
Look at that guy right there in the yellow. Take a good look at that guy in the hat and the yellow jacket. And now look at this guy.
That's your cousin?
That's your twin. What are you talking about?
Really?
Joe!
Joey. Call him Joey.
Joe has a twin walking around here. That guy's probably about 30 years younger than Joe. He looked like about 80 or 90. Choke victim kin. This is a young Michael Jackson impersonator, Jordan Neely. He was murdered on the train, choked to death by a ex-Navy guy. A Marine. Well, now his family member, the kid who died, his family member, has been arrested in thefts. So now they're going to make the kid a bad person because his uncle steals. An uncle of Jordan Neely, the homeless man choked to death on the subway this month, was arrested at nearby Port Authority terminal for allegedly stealing purses from restaurants. Joe, when I was a big shot at Planet Hollywood, all the ladies would come in, take their backpack off, they put it on the back of their chair right there, and then they sit there and go, oh, look at Bruce Willis's underwear, there's Sylvester Stallone's thing, and then their backpack walks out the door. I saw it 1,000 times. People used to come in all the time. I said, ma'am, don't put your purse on the back of your chair. I think most of the time it was busboys.
busboys to do.
Sitting there in a restaurant, looking around, enjoying all the stuff. You go to get your purse. That bitch is in Brooklyn by the time you get out of it. Hour later, your purse is gone. This guy is the inventor of this. Christopher Neely, same last name, had acted as something of a representative for the grieving family in the aftermath. He was the guy that was on all the TV stations saying, my nephew didn't deserve it. And he didn't. But Neely was also allegedly wanted for a pattern of grand larceny, including handbag thefts. A member of the NYPD's pickpocket team spotted Neely at the Hamilton Heights around 11 p.m. Monday near the Manhattan station. He allegedly took off when the cops approached. Eventually, authorities found him. He had been an outspoken proponent of the city's mental illness, exclusive interview Sunday. One of our biggest newscasters in TV out here in the news in New York is Rosanna Scotto. Rosanna Scotto. First of all, her dad was like a mobster. But she's a legitimate newscaster. There's Channel 7 News with, here's your eyewitness news team with Rosanna Scotto. Hi, Jim. Today in the New York City. She's great. She's big. Well, her son's a thief. Her son used to go to Marquee, my club. And her son got caught stealing purses exactly like that. You're walking by, someone's out there on the dance floor getting their groove on, and they left their purse hanging on the back of the chair, and the purse goes bye-bye. Very, very common. 2 bystander teens die of gunshot wounds.
That was in Queens.
Let's find out. 2 teenagers were each shot in the head in separate bursts of gun violence at or near a playground in the Big Apple. Jamorn Harrell, 13 years old. Can you imagine, Joe? 13 years old.
Young kid.
Was an innocent bystander caught in a gang turf war Friday at Staten Island. And Claudia Quite, here they are, both these beautiful angels taken by gun violence. It's not the guns who kill people. People kill people. People kill people with guns. Where do these kids get those guns? In New York City, we can't sell guns, you can't own guns, you can't possess guns, but you can buy them on the pipeline. And this pipeline is places like Virginia, where you can just drive from here for there in 3 or 4 hours and load up your trunk at Walmart and bring them back here. You buy $400 guns there, you bring them back here and sell them for $1,200 out of your trunk. Here's a guy. This is the douchebag who pushed that lady. Joey tried to push her onto the train tracks, but a train was coming, so he pushed her into the side of a train. She bounced off the side of a train. In custody, Kamal Samrade. Tuesday, after being apprehended in the subway shoving of Emil Osby. There she is. This lady came very, very close to death, Joe. Even when you shove them into a train.
What's his name?
Joe's going to tell me where he's from. Kamal Samradi.
Kamal.
He's definitely Arabic.
From the Middle East. Yeah.
I blame you, Joe. I blame you.
That's terrible.
It's
Terrible
terrible.
behavior.
Terrible. Suspect's mom in 13 fatal crash. Suspect's mom. This sounds salacious. Echo of the past. Oh my God! Please tell me this isn't true.
13 fatal.
Joe, you know the lady that killed the bride? The
Yes.
woman got married and was killed an hour later after her party. What's it called? What do you get married, you have the reception. Her mother is also a piece of shit. Her mother did the same thing years ago. Tracy Komorowski, that's the piece of shit who killed the lady. And her mother, Jamie Komorowski. There's Tracy, and there's Mom. Piece of shit it. Piece of shit it. Who has been charged with the vehicle death of Samantha Miller. Here's a beautiful lady who just got married. There she is at her wedding. There's her husband. He was tragically, seriously injured in a coma for like 2 weeks. and now his brain is all. She was killed tragically an hour after getting married. Injury of Eric Hutchinson is fatally struck. The mother of the alleged drunken driver whore, it says right here, drunken driver whore. I don't think it should say that.
I can't believe
Charged with killing South Carolina bride on her wedding day last month, was involved in an accident 10 years ago that left a firefighter dead. I don't know if the mom, an accident is an accident, Joe. People have accidents. I don't. Tracy Komorowski, the mother, 63, of Jamie Komorowski, 25, struck Forest Fire Service Warden Jeffrey Schuler during a fierce blaze in Clinton Township. Schuler was battling the fire, this is 10 years ago, and a fire truck was partially blocking the northbound lane. It was a tragic accident. I don't know that she was drunk. If she wasn't drunk, I take back the whore part. The daughter, I stick by my story with the whore part there. Brooklyn bus driver, Joe. It's a tough job. People yelling at you, screaming at you. This one got stabbed.
And how are you?
An irate passenger stabbed an MTA. That's a municipal metropolitan something or other something. It's a municipal multiple plus MTA. Help me out here, Joe. Metropolitan Transit Authority. Metro Transit. The irate passenger stabbed bus driver on the Brooklyn route Monday, and at least the fifth attack on a city transit worker this month. 43-year-old MTA employee was knifed once in the left hand as he got into an argument with a man on the bus. Remember when I say, Joe, don't argue with people? A bus driver has no choice. Usually when the bus driver is arguing, he's telling someone you can't smoke, stand behind the yellow line, make sure you pay your fare, quit grabbing that girl's ass. The bus driver has to be like a lifeguard of the bus. Got stabbed. I think he's going to make a full recovery. Got stabbed in the hand, Joe.
You can't talk to a criminal. Anyway.
Can't talk to a criminal. Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend, her name is Lauren Sanchez. I think they're calling them Sanchezos. And here, ka-ching, here comes the bride. Here, ka-ching's the bride. 20-carat diamond on her finger, Joe. I think he can afford it. He is the world's richest man. Bigger than her. She's at a party sitting there like this. Hey girl, how you doing? Oh, did you see he proposed? Got a big ass ring looking like a doorknob on your hand. Congratulations to both of them. Staten Island kid porn cop busted. Kid porn cop busted. An NYPD officer was arrested in Staten Island Tuesday on child pornography charges. Christopher Tarova, 33, was cuffed on the southeastern portion of the borough at 10:30 a.m., a few miles from where he patrolled the island as a cop. He was charged with disseminating indecent material to a minor. The alleged pervert, otherwise you get sued. The alleged pervert had been on the force since 2011 and was raking in $117,000 a year. That's pretty good cheddar. Now suspended, he could not be reached for comment. Granny in a royal crash dies. A beloved great-grandmother from England was hospitalized after she was hit by a police motorcycle escorting Sophia, the Duchess of Edinburgh, has died. Great-grandmother gets killed by the royal family's motorcade.
Sue them.
Alaska tidal drown horror. A 20-year-old man from Illinois died after getting stuck in quicksand like silt in an Alaska estuary and drowning when the tide came in. Joe, have you ever been in quicksand? Have you ever stepped into You stick in and you ain't getting it out. The more you pull in, you try to pull out. Your foot goes in, you pull out, and it makes your other foot go in.
It's very hard.
You just have to lay there, bro. It sucks, but you gotta lay there. You can't move. Don't do nothing. Every time you do this, you get sucked under.
If there is
It's a
nobody
horrible
around,
death.
you will die.
There's no one around. You
You're
die.
starved to death.
And drowning when the tide came in. It just pinned him until the water came in. Once the water came in, he couldn't. This was a horrible. Zachary Porter of Lake Bluff was walking on the mud flats in the treacherous Turnagain Arm with friends Sunday evening when he got stuck in the silt. Where were the friends? According to Alaska State Troopers spokesperson Austin McDaniel, despite efforts to free him from the mud, the incoming tide submerged him. The estuary is known for its picturesque mudflats made of silt, created by glacier pulverized rocks. I don't even know. Very sorry. Does anybody know her number? Well, first of all, she's too young. This is Claudia. You guys know who Claudia is? Claudia is the daughter, Joe. Her mother was Kelly Ann. Kelly Ann was the mouthpiece for Kelly Ann. What's her name? What the hell was Kelly Ann's last name? Conway. Kelly Ann Conway was the press secretary for Trump. They said she told even more lies than he did. She was a horrible woman. If you like her, that's on you. That's her husband. Now, Kelly Ann was the biggest Trump supporter. Her husband is the biggest Trump detractor. Hates Trump's guts. How they got married and stayed together, I have no idea, because they're fighting constantly. She's sticking up for Trump. He's saying he's a piece of shit. There's their daughter. Their daughter, Claudia, hated Trump's guts. Called her mama, or said horrible stuff about Kellyanne Conway for a very long time. Well, now she's in Playboy. 18 years old. She's fine. 18 years old, she's in Playboy. Kellyanne and George's daughter has a Playboy gig. No kidding.
They still have those clubs, Playboy?
No Playboy clubs, but they definitely have the Playboy online magazine. I don't know, I haven't looked at a Playboy in
Years.
7 minutes. I haven't looked at a Playboy in over 7 minutes, Joe. No kidding. Claudia Conway, the fiery 18-year-old daughter of now divorced DC odd couple Kellyanne and George Conway. She being a former Trump aide and he's a relentless Trump basher, is now posting images on Playboy's online site. Oh my God. If you want the picture, it's $99 a photo. Joe, could I borrow $200?
That's what I wanted to ask you for.
$200? Good luck. Now you got it. I would like to know if you guys could please just give me Cardi B's number. It's really important that I talk to her. It's about a musical opportunity.
This guy think he is a playboy.
I do. I'm a very old, elderly playboy with no money.
Go out with.
I want to date every single woman I see. Let's see, Joe, what else we got here? Comic Jay Leno is doing surprisingly well after his car exploded in November. 2 months later, he was in a motorcycle crash. I'm doing good, he says.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I got a little motorcycle accident, and the guy, he didn't, I gotta be honest with you, the guy, it wasn't so bad,
What's my Jay Leno?
You want to scare number 2?
I want her number 2, Joe. If you have her number, it's really important. It's just a personal thing I have to discuss with her. Very important. That's Haley Berry. She's a new. What are they called? Mermaid. She's a new little mermaid. Joe, if you got his number, I'd like to get his number. You know who this guy is, Joe? He's very famous.
I know, and that's from Egypt.
He's the guy from Egypt. He's the guy who knows every single
How you
thing.
doing? He's your friend.
There's my buddy. There's my main man. What's up, Playboy? That's the big guy, the big muscle-bound guy is walking by. Joe always has to embarrass me by saying, "How you doing? There's your friend." There's time to reveal the secrets of the ancient crypts have come true. This is the guy. He is in anytime you see anything about the pharaohs, the tucks, the treasures, it's always this guy. His name is Dr. Zawi Hawass. Zawi Hawass. All right. We're just keeping it moving. Joe, did you see the horrible video online last night? I will not show it on my show. A man in Florida went out to take a pee from behind the bar. He was at a bar, he went out, he went to take a pee by the water, he fell in, and an alligator ripped his damn arms off. Ripped his arm off, sorry. It's gone. And then the video is very graphic, and then the friend he's still in the water, so they start dragging his other arm and just kind of dragging. I'm like, yo, you're gonna rip his other arm off. They drug him out, limb urger snack attack by pond by bar. This person should be fired. Limb urger snack attack in pond by bar. Florida gator got his arm. I don't know why he's got a cat on his shoulder. That cat ain't on his shoulder no more. He got no damn arm. Bite size. This 10.5-foot alligator was, I think it's horrible, Joe. They killed the alligator. I think once they get the taste for humans, they can no longer be left alive. They have to kill. This alligator was euthanized after chomping off the arm of a man in a pond behind the bar. He'd been patronizing. Guy got drunk, went to take a pee. I bet if they said, would you rather get your penis chopped off or your arm, he'd say, take both my arms. Don't take my little arm. Don't take it. Don't take it. Oh, the pub regular. This is not the guy who got his arm hanging off. This is a pub regular with his cat, Mr. Tom. Ground control to Mr. Tom. He was a regular. He's a guy who hangs out at the bar. He went and saved him. He drug him by the arm. He literally grabbed the guy's one arm and drug him. It was the weirdest thing. The video's all over line. You can see it. I didn't want to show it on my show. Unless you'll give me likes. 9.2 million for Ukrainian rainforest study. UK rates. Ukraine is not Ukrainian. It's UK. Not doing that one. 2,000 Illinois Chicago kids. 2,000 Illinois Catholic kids abused. Nearly 2,000 Illinois children were sexually abused by the Catholic clergy between the 1950s and the 2000s. One of the reasons I left the Catholic faith, still a Christian, Catholics, Protestants, they all believe in Jesus. I'm just a Christian. Follow the teachings of Christ. I try. Not very good at it. I try. Well, Catholic Church looked the other way for so long ago. These priests were just molesting children by the tens of thousands, and they should have went to prison.
They're hungry for sex because they don't have, they can't get married.
Say it again, Joe.
They're hungry for sex because they can't get married.
Sounds like me. Sounds like me. But the one hang-up, which is my salvation, so it's not a negative. But the one hang-up in the Christian faith is you believe that you can be redeemed for anything. I'm going to go have sex with that kid, but I'll pray on it and I'll be forgiven tomorrow. Because it says,
Hi, John.
John 3:16, he who God so loved the world and gave his only begotten Son, that he who believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's a loophole for a lot of people. I murdered someone. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. The covenant is that you will be forgiven. Before Christ, there was no forgiveness. You get forgiven, your slate is clean. I ask for forgiveness 7 nights a week. I don't kill anybody. Mine are very minor indiscretions. But you get forgiven.
Well, Jesus said, come to me, I am the peace.
Say it again, Joe.
Come to me, I am the peace. Peace.
I love it.
The harmony. The good life. You follow Jesus.
Guys, I try to teach things on this channel. One is yes. If you have no faith or you want faith, follow Jesus. Do not huff paint or toxic fumes. This little girl lost her life, Joe. I have this horrible thing I do when I do hand sanitizer. I put it on and I go. It just cleans me out. But you get a head rush. Not a good idea, bro. Don't do it. These things are full of poisons, Joe. The kids huff it, they get high. Glue. Australian 13-year-old Ezra Hayes died after inhaling toxic chemicals from a can. A trend of getting high called chroming. Chroming that's popular with Gen Z and carries a wealth of health risks.
They are toxic.
Joe, you can go to the store. You can buy, it used to be Easy Off or Pam, the oven cleaner, but you could do it with paint and various things. You spray it into a cloth, and then you inhale the cloth, and you get high as hell for a couple bucks. The problem is, Joe, it's really, really horrible, bad for you, eats holes in your brains and your lungs. Do not do it.
Give you cancer.
It will give you cancer. Everything gives you cancer, according to Joe. Blowjobs give you cancer. Masturbation gives you cancer. Cancer gives you cancer. How about the McRib sandwich, Joe? Does that give you cancer?
McRib is don't eat too much meat. Eat vegetable and fruit.
You heard it here from Joe. I've heard of those before, vegetable and fruit. I've heard of those. I saw them on a. By the way, HBO Max is now called Max. Anyways, I went on Max last night. They have the whole Jared Fogle thing. Jared Fogle was the guy from Subway sandwiches. He lost 245 pounds eating Subway sandwiches. Became one of the most famous men in America. He was on an A-list from everywhere to anyone. He did about 350 commercials. He was a multi-millionaire, but he liked children. One of the women he was talking to about children started recording his phone calls for the FBI. He is now in prison for 30 years. Hi, I'm Jerry from Subway, and I like a nice footlong. Yeah, you're getting a footlong right in your ass. Joe, don't laugh at that. Don't do it, Joe. Don't you say it, Joe. Don't you lower yourself to my level. Don't do it. No fan soccer after tragedy. An El Salvador soccer club whose fan pushed down an entrance gate, setting off a stampede that led to 12 people dead last weekend, will play without supporters in its stadium for a year. So, Joe, because they had a stampede and the people killed 12 people, they will now go 1 year without no fans. You ain't coming in. You got a referee and a couple of stragglers, but there ain't nobody coming in.
That's ridiculous.
West Hollywood, Joel. We're going to West Hollywood right now. A tragic West Hollywood nurse who was shot by stray bullets before a SWAT standoff last Monday. SWAT stands for Special Weapons and Tactics. It's the highest police team, while also battling terminal cancer. She was shot while battling cancer. This woman couldn't catch a break.
Would have survived.
Maybe. Larissa Pereshival. Oh, this is a mouthful. Larissa Pereshivalov, 57, was in the hospital for her gunshot wounds when she was diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer. She was in the hospital for gunshot wounds, and then they said, oh, we got good news and bad news. What's the good news? The good news is you're getting better from your gunshot wounds. What's the bad news? You have cancer. Have a nice day. That's horrible. Horrible. God bless her and her family. What news would you get like that? Stage 4 liver cancer, but her condition from the shooting was so severe that they couldn't do anything.
Well, she dies in peace. Okay.
I pray that she died in peace. Tycoon jailbreak plan next.
How you doing, Joe?
Joe, you know when you got a lot of money, you can break out of jail. Look at El Chapo. An elderly millionaire locked up, by the way. I think El Chapo was innocent if he's watching this. I think he's a great guy. He's very good looking. I don't have any problems with El Chapo, sir. A elderly Joe doesn't like you, El Chapo. Joe does not like you or your family.
I was Al Chapo when I was young.
So you
could
sold
see
drugs
my
and murdered
picture.
people?
You know, I know murder help people.
El Chapo didn't help nobody.
I'm-
Allegedly, he murdered people, but I ain't said that. No sense. An elderly multi-millionaire locked up on child pornography charges, and had a squad of goons were allegedly caught cooking up a plan to break him out of a Florida jail and set him loose in a castle in France. He must have been pretty wealthy. He's in Florida, Joe, on child pornography. That's a pretty tough rap.
That's tough.
And they're not letting him out. He's rich, so he should get bail. Him and a bunch of goons, a squad of goons, were allegedly caught cooking up a plan to break him out. John Manchek, 78, is accused of enlisting older inmates and friends from the outside to assault Indiana River County jail officers before rushing him off to a private jet. He had a private jet waiting on a runway down the block. All right, you two you're going to attack. Some convicts will not get out, so they'll be in for anything. You buy me cigarettes for the rest of my life, I'll stab the warden. So it happens all the time. This is a real deal. This guy's been charged with child pornography. He's in our jail. He's trying to escape. He thinks he's going to have these guys attack our officers as a diversion. He was arrested on 49 counts of possession of child pornography, but he fled to France. And that was in 2014. He got away for 6 years. They caught his ass. That's why he's not out on bail. You flee, if they catch you, you ain't getting out again. He was captured in 2020. He would attend a scheduled visit with his lackeys. They would plan to intercept a transport vehicle outside the medical facility. He was going to fake a heart attack, Joe. Then when they picked him up in the ambulance, he would have all his guys in the parking lot break him out. He's accused of putting the 4 accomplices on his payroll, but one of them snitched. Diane G, you want to walk? You're getting a walk.
I need
I'm
you
supposed
to pay me.
supposed to be in Nishica. It's already, we're past time already. Record rain the rain in the plain stays mainly on the plains, Joe, in Spain. Where's Spain, Joe?
Spain is on the left side of Europe. It's between France and Morocco.
Joe,
Very beautiful country.
where's my ball sack, Joe? My ball sack.
Ball sack is between your legs.
I don't know what's up with Joe today. He's like sharp. He's never got that joke before. Joe knew exactly where my ball sack is. Really between my knees right now. I just turned 60. So my ball sack is by my ankle. I can no longer ride a bicycle without being injured. Record rain floods in Spain, Joe. They shut down schools and universities. They got 28.7 gallons per square yard. It's the most rain in the past 100 years. 28 gallons per yard. That's a lot.
A huge flooding in Italy. 15 people got killed in Italy.
That's a Jordan Joe exclusive right there, folks.
Yeah. Well, it's on the news.
Our old buddy Donald Trump is in the news again. This time it's about sex with a porn star and not Stormy Daniels. I don't want to get into that. I don't care. Joe, what am I going to ask you right now? What am I going to say right now, Joe?
You want her telephone?
I want her phone number immediately. Sons of bitches. Kim and Barrett. That's
Her phone number is
Kim Garner.
1 with 3 zeros and 3 zeros.
100000. That's her phone number. That's a
Then
crazy.
she will answer you.
All right. She's a bad one, son. I just need to talk to her about a recipe, an old recipe. High anxiety on kids, Swalwell defanged, a home ethic, I don't care. Joe?
We only want to do only one horoscope, which anybody born on this day, we will read it for him.
All right. We'll do one, only one, and
Only
then
one.
more on this day.
Yeah.
Joe, it's Aries.
Aries.
I don't think we do enough Aries on this show. Look who's here, Joe. Super friend. Our dear friend, Fernando's in the
How
house.
you doing, Fernando? Long
God
time.
bless you, Fernando.
Hi, Revlon.
Hi, Rev. Hi, Valerie.
How you doing, Kelvin Butler? Hey,
Hi, Kevin
Kevin.
Butler. Hi, Miss Reilly. Hi, Sugar
How
Bay.
you
What's
doing?
poppin'? Alfred Close is in the house.
how you
Hi,
doing,
Alfred. Alfred Close is an Aries, Joe.
How you doing, Mr. Irish?
Is an Aries.
We're gonna tell him how is his horoscope.
We will. Hey, brother. How are you?
Yes, with Mars, your ruler, moving through the most dynamic area of your chart, you can and you must set your sight high. Once you truly believe you have what it takes to succeed, you will seize the initiative and start making things happen.
Joe, I just got some breaking news here.
Yes.
Your best friend, Kevin Butler, I think everybody knows that he's your favorite.
Yes.
His dog needs your prayers. His dog is not feeling well. I just read it on here. I would love it if you could please say a prayer for Kevin Butler and his beautiful puppy.
We are praying for your dog and for all the sick dogs around where,
What about cats?
and the cat,
Sound like a racist, Joe.
and especially your dog. God,
More than any dog on the planet, we'll pray
God.
for your dog, Kevin.
God, please give him mercy.
Amen.
Let him live longer and happier. And we pray for him.
Amen. That's beautiful, Joe.
Amen.
A month ago, guys, I took Chucky, who had been poisoned, to the animal control. The young vet came to me and said, "Sir, he has less than 1% chance of it." He said he will not live. I go, "What are his chances?" He goes, "Less than 1%. 1%. I can't go 0 because miracles happen."
Yeah.
And I was really upset, and I said, "Well, can we just euthanize him right now and give me a few minutes to say goodbye?" He said, "Absolutely." I said, "Do you recommend it?" Now, I've had many cats that I had to put to sleep over the years,
Yeah.
and most vets will say, "That's a decision you have to make." So this guy said, "Yes, I recommend it."
My wife put 23 already cats. And,
Very sad. I've had about 8 or 9 that I had to hold in my arms.
She got hurt every time cat died.
Well, it's very tough. It's family. Anyways, Kevin Butler, I didn't want to put him to sleep under those circumstances. If he had had a heart attack or he was just old, I would have did it on the spot. But because he was poisoned and I didn't want him to go out like that, I asked, "Is he in any pain?" He said, "No, he's just lethargic and will not recover." I said, "I'll take him home and I'll come back tomorrow." I even made an appointment. "I'll come back tomorrow." They said after 3 o'clock. I went home, I researched all night long, and then I did something. I prayed. I prayed with all my heart that God, I know he doesn't make deals at times like this, but I said, "God, could you do me a favor this time? Don't let Chucky go out like this. I will change some of the behaviors. I'll do anything. I'll make a deal. I'll rather do this than win the lottery. Take me. I'm 60. Take me. Let my baby live." Joe, it has been 1 month and Chucky is, I don't want to say 100% cured, but
Doing
Chucky is
better.
absolutely miraculous. He is Chucky. He's Chucky. Had all his teeth removed, so he's on some pain meds because of that. But he has made a full recovery, and I believe in the power of prayer. And I ask the Lord to put His hands around your beautiful puppy and around you and your family, and give him love and absolute kindness. And I ask you to think about all the joy this beautiful doggy has brought into your life. And then I ask you to think of how great it is that he, of all the humans on this planet, he or she, got you. That's the true blessing. That's the true blessing, that he was given to you and not given to someone who wouldn't have loved and cared about him. Praying for a full recovery. And I'm praying that you understand how beautiful this relationship you have. And the last thing I'll say is the Rainbow Bridge is real. I had animals die before. My mom, who's a very, very devout Christian. Hold on, guys. It's Anishika. Guys, I'm going to be doing a walk and talk with Anishika. And Anishika's great. So when she gets here, I'll restart the show. So don't go anywhere. God bless you, Kevin Butler. The Rainbow Bridge, all of our animals will be waiting, sitting there waiting patiently for us to get there. I wish that animals lived as long as we do. Turtles, you want a turtle? A turtle will live 80 years. A parrot, but cats and dogs usually 15, 20 years. But I believe you have many, many, many more years of love with your beautiful animals. And that goes for everybody out. God bless. Toilet Brush is here. Hi, Toilet Brush. Tory Day's here. We got all the heavy hitters here today.
How you doing?
Everybody was saying prayers for our dear friend Kevin Butler.
Amen.
Amen.
Born on this day, Daniel Fahrenheit.
Daniel Fahrenheit was the guy who made a cologne called Fahrenheit.
Invented the Fahrenheit scale.
Fahrenheit is a scale of heat. I don't know how it works.
Born on this day, a great singer, Bob Dylan.
Wow. Joe, usually by now I hate your guts.
82
I still
years
do.
old.
But usually by now your list is shit. Fahrenheit and Bob Dylan, Joe. Bob Dylan was, in the 60s, the biggest singer in the world, Joe. He was idolized by every songwriter. His songwriting skills, he had a very crazy voice. He just did these songs, Joe, that were very pop, country, folk.
That's
He was a folk
again.
singer.
That's the one.
No, I don't know who that is. What's wrong with you? Are you saying that's Bria?
That's not.
Are you insane?
Roseanne Cash.
Roseanne. I'm not done with Bob Dylan, but Bob Dylan, Joe, he played acoustic guitar, and one day he decided to unleash and play electric guitar. They booed him because they didn't want the hippie movement being all electrified. They wanted to be the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing. How many roads must a man walk down? He was a very, very poetic, considered one of the greatest poets of all time. His songs were little poems. And just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. He's still out there doing it. Never met him. One of the big boys that I have not met. What else you got, Joe?
Roseanne Cash.
Roseanne Cash was a star in her own right, but she married Johnny Cash, and American Grammy Award winner. 7-Year Ache and Black Cadillac. Well, that's straight from Ambrose. And who's going to argue with Ambrose? I don't know much about her. God bless her.
John Riley.
Who?
John Riley.
Who?
Riley. He's an actor.
Okay, I hope it's not John C. Riley, because you're going to piss me off by pronouncing his name wrong. John C. Riley, we'll figure out if it's him or not first. John C. Riley made a movie about Hell's Kitchen where he was brilliant, along with Sean Penn and State of Grace. But John C. Riley, you know him from Step Brothers, just Boogie Nights. He's been in everything. If in fact it is John C. Riley, American actor, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, one of my absolute favorites. I love, if you haven't seen Walk Hard, it's a takeoff on the Johnny Cash.
G-Eazy.
G-Eazy is a rapper from the Bay Area. He's a white rapper. He's actually very, very good. I did a wonderful video on him in Halloween in Chicago. G-Eazy is respected by everyone. Super handsome, very, very handsome. He's no me, but he's all right. All right.
Died on this day. Nicholas Copernicus.
Copernicus was a guy who was human, and he used to breathe air. I remember Copernicus was a human being who was alive, and then he wasn't.
He's the one who
Bria.
around the sun.
Hi, Bria. All right.
John Foster Dulles, remember him? You were in Turkey that time.
John Foster Dulles. Was he a
You
general?
were in Turkey.
I don't know.
He was the U.S. Secretary of the State.
It's
You
a
remember?
shitty name, Joe.
Yeah, that time, the war.
Secretary of State. What are you insane?
J. Bennett.
You remember
Who's
Steve
J.
Johnson? He painted the White House. Gives a shit. Who?
J. Bennett.
Jay Bennett is a singer.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about him.
Nothing else?
Ambrose didn't know nothing about him.
How you doing, Ambrose?
Jay Bennett. I'm waiting to find out who this Jay Bennett you wasted my time with is. John Foster Dulles was a U.S. Secretary of State in 1953, Joe.
He was hated that time.
I was not in Turkey in 1953 to
Cold War.
1959. I wasn't born until 62. Jay Bennett, American guitarist, multi-instrumentalist, producer, and singer-songwriter twice.
Well, I am a great
Joe's great.
with all those great names.
I would like to, Joe, dedicate this entire show to, first and foremost, to Kevin Butler and his beautiful baby boy.
Get well,
May God
my dog,
bless you both.
and we bless you.
Daryl McDaniels,
We ask,
DMC, is it his birthday or are you just bringing him up?
we ask Jesus to give you your dog health
Of course.
and long
Amen.
life.
And I also would really like to dedicate this show to Tina Turner. Tina
Amen.
Turner, they call it Nut Bush.
Hallelujah.
Tina Turner was a brilliant singer and person, and I will miss her deeply. She is one of those that just absolutely on the Mount Rushmore of music, she should be carved right in there. A trailblazer, beautiful woman, a strong woman who lived a very rough life. She ended up making it on her own after leaving her husband, her abusive piece of shit husband, who, by the way, moved to my town. Big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Love, love, love Tina Turner. She will be missed. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I thank you guys. Stick around because my best friend Anishika,
Likewise.
she's better than Joe. Anishika's going to be here. We're going to do a walk and talk. I don't know where we're going. Maybe we'll do a sit and spit. We might just interview her. But I will be back in a few minutes with Anishika. Talk to you later. God bless you. Good job, Joe.
She's coming in.
Kevin Butler, keep your head up, Playboy.
How you
Yeah,
doing,
she's on
Kevin?
her way right now. I don't know when she did here. Her right there.